With the friendship, I remember I met her. A friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, brought her to church, and I was like, introduced her. Oh, this is Joy. I was like, oh, hey, Joy, And so, I mean, she just really was cool. Came across well. No big deal. I mean, I didn't, no big deal. And so the one thing it was no big deal initially. And one thing she would do is, after she would come to church, she would be like, that's my pastor. And I thought she said that was so cute. She said, that's my pastor. And I was like, that was so cute. But again, still, I'm not paying any attention to it.
He's a great pastor. So, I mean, I know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I mean, he's awesome. So.
Anyway, so, again, all the eating and stuff, we hanging out, all that stuff, it didn't come until later. So I was just I was connecting with her with a mutual friend of ours, and so we would hang out initially. And so then what I began to see was, I think, like some of the stuff she would do for her friends, she was planning stuff, or, she was involved with, helping them do stuff, plan different parties, or how she was a friend to other people. That intrigued me, because a lot of people are only your friends so as to impress you and try to be a better friend to you to gain something from it. I never felt like Joy was at the ministry to gain anything. I never felt like she was in the friendship to gain anything. And what I respected was she had her own life. I mean, she really had her own life. I had some questions about it at times, and I felt like, maybe I wear my pastor's hat and kind of try and counsel her a little bit, or maybe try to be a friend and try to help her.
I wasn't horrible though. I mean, I wasn't that bad.
No, she wasn't like.
I wasn't like going around acting crazy. I just was. I had another life.
She has her own brain.
Life.
Yeah.
And balance.
Yeah. So totally doing her own thing. Mm-hmm. Just imagine, how many brothers? You got one brother, one sister. So just imagine, out of 3 kids, well, it's probably not true, but 2 following in line, and this one off over on the other side, just doing her own thing.
Yeah, that's a good picture.
Totally, and not really bad, just curious,
different,
just explorative, different. Yeah. Yes, you do. So what interested me about her was the fact that she was her own person. So I thought, I liked how she was to her friends, and I liked how she, helped them with things. And I thought maybe she could help the ministry. And one of the biggest things that I enjoyed doing was tapping people into their own personal gifts, trying to get them involved in whatever way I could through the ministry, perhaps to bring them closer to the Lord. And so I think we were making some staff changes or whatever, or we were growing and we needed some more people or something like that. And I thought, what about asking Joy to try to see if she could help? I thought she was pretty, administratively savvy. She was organized. She was structured. I liked the way she carried herself. So I was like, maybe she can help. So I asked her. I was like, Joy, the Lord told me to tell you. I'm just kidding. I didn't say
quit your job.
Okay. I didn't say quit your job. Didn't say that. No, initially it was like, would you mind helping the church part-time, right?
Right.
So, again, this child who is running her own life, it took me a minute to kind of get her on the same page, but she agreed to do it, which was shocking to me. I'm thinking...
You thought I was going to say no?
Yeah, I didn't think you
Really?
were going to work at a church.
Why?
I just didn't think that.
Why?
Because you had your own job already, and you probably, like you say, you were doing your own thing. I don't think you were gonna work at the church.
Really?
I didn't think so. So when you agreed, I was shocked, and I thought, wow, okay.
I didn't know that.
But again, what intrigued me was that, clearly when I asked her, she had no agenda. She wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna be such and such at the church, and she was just really just trying to help. Okay, well, if you need the help, sure, I'll do it. And there are a lot of people who, if you ask them to do something, they got an angle, an agenda, and all that kind of stuff. So it was really refreshing to work with her. So when we started working together, and I was like, wow, there was some synergy, and she would get what I was saying. And I only had one other person before her that worked with me, and she was just amazed balls. Amazed balls.
She was still there when I got there.
She was. Yeah. She was still there.
She was great.
She was amazing. And I'm thinking, never gonna find anybody. And most, and I'd done a lot of reading, so a lot of CEOs and a lot of directors of corporations go through a lot of assistants or people who work with them, because it's hard to find people you click with. Executive staff, pardon me. Gosh. So when we started clicking, I was like, okay, she gets the stuff, and I didn't have to explain it 18 times. I was like, okay, well, this is cool. Same way with my previous executive administrator was just amazing. And, she would get it. And I was like, Joy is getting it. But Joy was like, again, she had her own mind. She kind of was half in, half out. And
well, I was part-time.
It's part-time, but I was...
He didn't really... This is the thing. And, we're going to get into the whole working together. Working for Pastor Cherry there's no such thing as part-time. I don't know why he even used that. There's no such thing. Because, once, you kind of have that synergy and you're working together and whatever, he'll tap you for stuff just whenever he needs it, right? When it's mine. Yeah. So even though I was part-time, it's like, oh, be available though, just in cases.
Well, we had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to explain the dynamics so they understand.
Anyway, so she was half in, half out, basically.
AKA part-time.
And so I had to try to, help her decide kind of what direction she was going in. But here's the thing, and I'll be honest.
He wanted to take away my fun.
No.
Just kidding.
It wasn't fun working with me?
It was. That's why I went to begin with, because I thought your whole group was so cool. Fun. Everybody was so cool.
We took some long lunches.
It was a fun office environment. We laughed a lot. It was a good time.
It was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
Because it was so diverse. We had music aspects, we had plays we were doing, we had counseling, we had business aspects, ministry aspects. It was just amazing. So anyway, the honest truth was I was getting more attached to her. And I knew that my other executive administrator was leaving, and I was getting attached. And I was liking her in terms of the work she was doing and the way we were getting it done. And back then, if I see something I like and it's working and it was going to help me get the vision done that I want to get done, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure.
What do you mean back then? That's still the case now.
I'm a little more lenient now.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not as aggressive. I'm not. At least, I think so. So anyway, I was really liking it. So I started trying to pull it in. And we made this great team, a really dynamic team. We were always, one thought ahead of the other person. If I forgot something, she would remember it. If she forgot something, I would remember it. She was just, and here's the thing. That's her gift. She is totally a more of a behind the scenes orchestrator,
Support.
production leader. I mean, she can get stuff done. So I remember trying to move her in a leadership position and try to put her up more front, more vocal on the mic and all of that. And she just didn't like it. Although she did it, she could do it well. She began to get the feeling of what a leader has to deal with when it's up front. I remember she came to me.
Not my thing. I mean, okay, you're talking about. No, I know what you're talking about. First of all, that is my thing in terms of, because that's still behind the scenes in terms of gathering the troops, organizing everyone, giving people responsibilities and things like that. No, that was my thing.
Yeah.
But I think I just was not prepared for the not pushback, but just like the laziness. I felt like people were going to be on the same page as me and like excited about it and wanting to do it. I didn't expect to have to push so hard.
Yeah, not
and
everybody.
That was disappointing in ministry anyway. I just wasn't expecting it.
So she came to my office one day and
Tell it.
and she was crying. She was in tears.
And he was doing exactly what he's doing right now, cracking up.
I was laughing. And what I said, welcome to ministry. This is your first taste of, like she said, the backlash of trying to motivate people who don't really want to do. They're not on the same level as you. And you have to work through that with them, But she was broken. And it was so great because I finally felt like that was a breakthrough and she had kind of crossed over. But, and here's the thing, she didn't quit. Here's what her attitude was.
Wait, all that?
Yes. Okay. Well, wait till the next meeting. No, I got something planned for them. Yeah. Be late again. Here, watch. I know what to do. So that's her nickname, Warden. What do they say now at church? What do they say? You don't volunteer. You don't volunteer people. She doesn't volunteer. She volunteers you what to do. So I mean, totally just kicked her into another gear.
A terrible description.
This is great.
This is terrible.
I love it.
This is not
she bounced back with this attitude, was like, oh, I'm going to grow these, not to control or manipulate you, but I'm going to grow these people. We're going to get this done. We're going to, and to me, that was solid partnership. And that has carried over into our marriage, into our relationship. I mean, times when we may have moved, this girl right here, I mean, she organized the lint that was on top of the dresser. And it's 87 pieces of lint that I counted. She's going to put them in the box. I mean, she had numbers and tape and a file, a big move folder of things to do and people to call and stuff. I was just like, are you serious right now? Because I don't do none of that. I'm more the creative, visionary type of person. I make the mess. I make them. I don't. But she tightens it all up together. And so the teamwork, the partnership became in everything we do. Buying a car or planning a get-together or a family event, Christmas time, who we're going to be a blessing to or how we're going to, celebrate Valentine's Day. Oh man, and let the competition begin when it's like, anybody's birthday or Valentine. Oh my gosh. Lord, it's a production. It's a production. And I really think she thrives on that. It's a production, Joy. It's a production. And next video, you're going to get to talk about me, but I'm talking about you a whole lot this time.
Okay.
You say, here's the thing, what?
Oh, I was going to talk about this in production.
It's a production.
No, here's the thing.
She lives to plan something.
Listen, I
Tell the truth. You live to plan something.
I don't mind.
You got something right now you're planning. Tell the truth.
I've already planned it. I don't mind planning. Yeah, I like it. But my thing is, like, on those special occasions, I like
I say nothing's gonna break this promise, babe. Hey, I say nothing's gonna break this promise, babe. Said I'll be right here, I ain't going nowhere. Anytime you need me, babe, I'll be right there. Even when you don't want me, babe, loving you, baby, no one else is like you. I love you.